Welcome to SlowTalk English, the podcast that helps you learn English through calm, clear, and meaningful listening. There are endless ads and promises online about self-study success, but is it truly possible to reach fluency without a teacher or formal classes? The short answer is yes, but the full truth is more nuanced. Let's dive in. First, let's define what learning by yourself actually means. Many people think it's about locking yourself in a room with textbooks and apps. But self-learning today is much broader. It includes consuming English content, podcasts, YouTube videos, books, articles, and actively engaging with the language, even without formal instruction. Essentially, you become both the student and the teacher, directing your own path. Research in education and cognitive science shows that self-directed learners often succeed because they take control of their learning process. Motivation plays a huge role here. When you choose what and how to study, you're more invested in the outcome. For example, reading about a topic you love in English not only builds your vocabulary faster, but also makes the process enjoyable, which increases your chances of sticking with it. However, there are challenges. One of the biggest is the lack of structure. In a traditional class, a teacher gives you a roadmap, what to study first, how to progress, and when to review. Without that guidance, it's easy to get lost or jump randomly between grammar, vocabulary, and listening exercises. Studies on self-learners show that many stop making progress not because they're incapable, but because they lack a plan. So, creating a clear routine and tracking your progress is key. Another challenge is feedback. When you're learning alone, there's no teacher to correct your mistakes. This can lead to fossilization, when errors become habits that are hard to unlearn. One way to overcome this is through technology. Tools like speech recognition, language exchange apps, and even recording yourself can give you valuable insights. Listening back to your own voice, although uncomfortable at first, reveals areas where you can improve pronunciation and fluency. Now let's talk about the myth of immersion. Many believe that living in an English-speaking country is the only way to learn, but research shows that immersive experiences can be created anywhere. If you surround yourself with English daily, changing your phone language, thinking in English, speaking to yourself, and consuming media without translation, your brain begins to adapt. The key is consistency, not location. Motivation and mindset are perhaps the most important factors. Self-learning requires discipline. There will be days when you feel stuck or question your progress. This is normal. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change, works through repetition and challenge. Each small, consistent effort rewires your brain, creating stronger neural pathways for English. Remember, progress is not always visible day by day, but it accumulates over time. One strategy that highly successful self-learners use is the active input method. Instead of just passively watching a series or listening to music, they interact with the content, they pause, repeat, shadow dialogues, and even write summaries. Active engagement makes your brain work harder, strengthening memory and comprehension. Shadowing, speaking along with native audio, is particularly effective because it links listening and speaking in real time. But can self-learners reach true fluency? Absolutely. Many polyglots, people who speak multiple languages, are primarily self-taught. They often follow a simple formula, immerse themselves in meaningful input, practice speaking regularly, and gradually push beyond their comfort zones. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit often comes down to persistence. They understand that fluency is not a magical moment, but a gradual buildup of skills. Of course, self-learning doesn't mean learning alone forever. Many independent learners supplement their efforts with occasional tutoring or language exchanges to get feedback. Think of it like being the driver of your own car. You choose the route and speed, but sometimes you check the map or ask for directions. The combination of autonomy and occasional guidance often leads to the fastest growth. So, can you learn English by yourself? Yes, if you approach it with intention, consistency, and a willingness to make mistakes. Build a structure, track your progress, and make English a natural part of your daily life. Engage actively, not passively, and don't let the fear of errors hold you back. Remember, self-learning is not about being perfect. It's about building the confidence and ability to communicate. Ultimately, the power to learn is in your hands. Whether you're using podcasts like this one, reading books, or practicing with online communities, each effort you make reshapes your brain and brings you closer to fluency. Take ownership of your journey, trust the process, and keep moving forward. Thanks for listening. That was today's episode of SlowTalk English. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And remember, keep listening, keep growing,